Good morning. Some of you know that my husband and I, we have a 25 years old son. For those of you who have boys of that age, your joys and struggles are probably mostly about their higher studies or they're joining the workforce or relocating to another city or country or looking for the right life partner. We wish we had those struggles because our struggles are of a different kind. Our son Siddharth is a special needs child. He's mentally challenged and has behavior disorders that made him very difficult to handle, and at the age of 11 years we had to put him in an institution. He was well looked after and was happy, though he was one of the more disruptive children over there. In recent years, though, he has had frequent health problems and behavior issues, and we have had to run repeatedly to take him to the hospitals and doctors and have him examined. Most of the issues got resolved, but the behavior issues still remained. God has given us many trials of different kinds over the years, and we have done our share of questioning and complaining and begging him to take away the trials and give us relief. Recently, we realized that God's purpose in sending us all these trials was to mature us, and we needed to trust his love and wisdom, cooperate with him, and learn to endure patiently, looking for his solution in his time. And so our focus has turned from the difficulties of our trials to the greatness and sufficiency of our God. When you have a high view of God, you just know that the God who sustains such a complicated universe is surely capable of sustaining us in our little problems. And, Paul, when he was hanging on, he was in a dungeon, having been tortured and imprisoned unfairly. He was writing a letter saying, "Our light and momentary troubles." So when we look at it from that kind of perspective, our troubles are surely light and momentary. A couple of days ago, I got a call from the school that Siddharth was having trouble with his vision, and I should take him to the doctor to have his eyes checked. And so the very next day, which was Friday, a couple of days ago, I went to pick him up and was a bit shocked to see him not able to walk properly, even after I held his hand. When he was looking at my face, he was generally looking in the direction of my face but not making eye contact. He was not able to see anything properly. I had to physically guide him into the car. When he got out of the car at the doctor's, it was a totally unfamiliar place, so he was not able to take a single step. And I had to lead him, physically turn him, put his hand on the banister, go up and down the stairs. So I realized the boy was blind. He was not able to see anything. And when the doctor examined him, he confirmed our worst fears, and he said he had full-blown cataracts in both eyes. Now, this is a problem of age. The boy is only 25 years old. And the only answer was that a surgery has to be done. Now, Siddharth is not a normal patient who will understand what is happening to him. He will not cooperate. We can't expect him to cooperate. And twice before we have had to hospitalize him on 2 separate occasions, and it has been a traumatic experience. We were much younger and stronger, but it was a traumatic experience. It was, he fought, he resisted, he generally was a danger to the other patients, He would run around, try to grab the equipment around them. Physically, we had a very difficult time restraining him. And now we are older. We don't have the physical strength to do all that. So this was a difficult thing to know. However, because recently my focus was on God and His sufficiency and not on the storm. I found myself thinking of His greatness. I found myself I found myself singing songs like how great is our God, and His ways are perfect, His work is perfect, and all His ways are just. I just found myself focusing not on my problems, but on His greatness, His sufficiency, and His ability to see us through, just like He has done all these years in the past. And His words that say that, when we pass through the waters, they will not overwhelm us. When we go through the fire, it will not burn us. And, I just knew that in all things, He works for the good of those who love Him, who are called according to His purposes, and that this trial is for our good. There's something good that is going to come out of it. And I have reached out to friends, to the prayer ministry, to our friends in BSF, the leaders over there, and asked them for prayer. And that sense of being upheld by so many people in prayer is such a wonderful, thing, that the body of Christ, when one member is hurting, the other members come to the aid to uphold and uplift. And so I realized that, it takes humility to say, I have a problem, I need help. Not many people like to talk about their personal problems to others, you put on a kind of a facade for the outside world, and you are going through your own difficulties and you struggle through them in your own strength and you have a difficult time. But I have found that if you have the courage and the humility to say, I have a problem, I need your help and I need your support and I need your prayers, the kind of support and the love that is there in the body of Christ is something that is available to all of us, And I would encourage people who are struggling on their own to please reach out and experience that fellowship, experience that love of the body of Christ. And I have also realized that it is not about the result. I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know what kind of, what the way forward is. I'm trusting that God will show us one step at a time. But I'm not even saying, sometimes faith is misunderstood as believing in the outcome. It is not believing in the outcome. It is believing in God, and He will give the outcome that He feels that is best. And so we are ready for anything. We believe in the God who can give us any outcome. And we know that it is not about the result, it is about the process. He is doing something in us and through us during this time. And that may be far more important than my son's vision. We don't know what is going to happen and how it is going to happen, but we trust in Him. We are very, very thankful for all those who have been uplifting and upholding us. And please know that it is because of that we are able to experience the peace that passes all understanding and the joy that no man can take from us and no situation can take from us. And we are so thankful for the fellowship of the body of Christ and for the prayers of His people. And I just want to say that whatever happens, may it be for the glory of God. Thank you.